Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Practice just finishing up here in Salt Lake City at Rice-Eccles Stadium on the campus of the University of Utah. Kevin Barnett and Jim Holley been watching the racing all day. And Jim, the practice has been eventful. Lots of crashes. This track looks difficult.
You know, I'm not sure if it's a track or if the guys are just not focused. I mean, you talk about crashes. Andrew Short, the first lap, him and Dungey get together in that first practice session. They go down. A lot of guys are already out. I mean, Cole Seeley's out. His teammate Baker, Travis Baker's out. Nico Izzy broke his nose. God, where do I start? Nick Paluzzi, he's out. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
The carnage continuing for this year.
I mean, it's incredible. But you know, what can you say? It's Salt Lake City. It's not raining. It's not snowing. It's a great day.
We talked about the opportunity up front. We'll start with the Western Regional Supercross Lights class. We'll run down the times for you there. Will Hahn, fastest in practice number 1, followed by Muskin, Tomac, Sipes, and Davalos. And as you mentioned, Seeley and Baker both out in that practice. Second practice, Muskin, Wilson, Davalos, Hahn, and Tomac. So the top 5 kind of swapping back and forth.
Well, and one of the guys you said there, Wilson, he had his problems that last practice. He going down. I think that he might have had a mechanical. I got to go down to the pits after this and check it out. But it looked to me that he might have had a problem with the motorcycle because of the fact that they pushed the bike up. So that tells me there that maybe it didn't fire. You know, because normally if the bike's okay, you can fire it up. If the rider made the mistake, the mechanic will usually ride the bike back. But he didn't ride it, so I got to go confirm that. But it's going to be a great main event for those lights guys. Like I said, only 4 points separating Wilson and Tomac. Tomac with that 4-point advantage.
Yeah, it's all about Wilson and Tomac now with Seeley removed from the conversation. And that's the last thing that Dean Wilson needed was a crash during practice, as his shoulder already injured from last week. Moving over to the Supercross class, first practice, Weimer, Millsaps. Izzy, as you mentioned, broken nose. Brayton, Tickle in that first practice. And then Dungey, Ryan Dungey had bike problems. You mentioned that crash he had in the untimed practice, very uncharacteristic. Then he had bike problems in practice number 1, came back and finally did lay down 3 good laps at the end of practice number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, it looked like he was struggling a little bit. You know, only, like you said, that second time out, which was the first time practice, only going 1 lap, not happy with the bike, and they wanted to get it back and let the mechanics look at it. But, you know, Dungey was kind of, you know, the first half of that, I thought, wow, man, is he going to get on the top 5? And then, like you said, he busted out the fast time. But you mentioned Brayton and Weston Pike coming together in that last session. So a lot of these guys are coming together and crashing. I don't know what it is, but you know, I think maybe they were expecting the soil to be a little softer. You know, it's got a lot of rock out there, a lot of base gets mixed into it because of the years past. You know, with the rain and the snow and everything. But you know, I don't know. But the times are fast though, like you said. I mean, they're down in the 48s.
Yeah, even some of these guys creeping into the upper 47. So that second practice, Dungey, Weimer, Millsaps, Tickle, and Way. Nick Way sneaking into that top 5, and Tickle with one of his best qualifying efforts of the season. And Jim, you mentioned the track out there and the atmosphere and the weather. It is fantastic out here today. Going to be a great day of racing. We want you to remember out there that the Monster Energy Cup is coming up after our weekend in Vegas next week with the finale, the East-West Shootout. Of course, the conclusion of the Supercross season, October 20th at Sam Boyd Stadium. Going to have the Monster Energy Cup. It's going to be a fantastic event.
Yeah, and don't forget also, you know, if you go out there and you're in Vegas and you're going by Terrible Herbst to get gas, make sure you pick up your tickets because 50% off, and that's only until May 11th. That's it. I mean, you can save half price on tickets if you go to Terrible Herbst, all the participating gas stations in the Las Vegas area. So 50% off. You know, Vegas was a sellout this year, so get those Monster Energy Cup tickets prior, because that one could be a sellout also.
Terrible Herbst and Food for Less participating in that, so be sure and get out and get that. And also get on Cross Club. It's free. It's on supercrossonline.com. You can sign up. May 4th, the schedule for the 2013 season going to be announced. If you're a Cross Club member, you get first shot at tickets. And as we know, you mentioned Vegas sold out, Anaheim sells out, Atlanta sells out. You want to be the first one to get those tickets. Kevin and Jim, it's going to be a great night of racing here in Salt Lake.